Hari, Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. We are now in a Bhagavad Gita global retreat program of 4 days. Our lectures are not for the whole day, a few hours of the day. The retreat is on, in and about Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue that took place in the war field of Kurukshetra between Krishna and Arjuna. It lasted for 2.5 hours maximum. But we have a similar dialogue which transpired between sage Vasishtha and Sri Rama. The dialogue lasted for 18 days from morning to evening. Along this Sri Rama, there were a number of others, palace officials, citizens and their chiefs, a number of sages, ascetics, knowers of truth. All of them were there, together with Sri Rama. But the dialogue was addressed primarily to Sri Rama to remove his dejection, dismay, which he acquired after having a pilgrimage which lasted for maybe a few months. He was young, mind you, 15 years old. Vasishtha's dialogue continued, as I said, for 18 days. Half the way he reached the dialogue. Understand the effect of what spiritual dialogue means. Sri Rama closed his eyes and remained totally absorbed. Not only Sri Rama, a few others in the assembly also. Sage Vasishtha had to stop his dialogue until Rama recovered from his silence and he was prepared to listen to his master again. Imagine now what a spiritual dialogue can do to the human mind and intelligence. It was very exhaustive. Sage Valmiki documented it properly in 32,000 Sanskrit verses. The biographical Ramayana is only 24,000 verses. This is 32,000, but authored by the same author. Spirituality in all its phases is dealt with in the dialogue which Rama had heard. Here is a verse from the dialogue which tells you what true spirituality and spiritual wisdom are when you come to very close quarters with the subject. Bandho hi vasana bandho moksha syad vasana kshaya vasanam tvam parityajya moksharthitvam abhityaja. Be very attentive. All of you think that spirituality is soul wisdom, soul wisdom, soul wisdom. Very subtle, extremely subtle, abstruse. Not at all right. When the spiritual wisdom comes to be practiced, it has a totally different content and message. Here is one aspect of it. My dear boy Rama, listen to me. What you call bondage is actually vasana bandho. The bondage and the constriction brought about by desires, the latent tendencies in your mind and even intelligence. Bandho hi vasana bandho. There is no bondage other than what the desires cause in one. Moksha syad vasana akshaya. What is liberation and freedom? Inner spiritual freedom, redemption? It is actually the reduction and attenuation of desires, latent tendencies in one. So bondage is the one caused by desires, and liberation is what results from desire attenuation. It is entirely different from what you hear about spiritual wisdom. This is the practical aspect of it. And therefore, what should you do, my dear boy? Vasanam tvam parityajya. Using your discrimination, will and wish, abandon all your desires. They are not necessary to live in this world. They only cause constrictions. What we require is recognize the need from time to time and strive to fulfill each need to the extent it is possible and necessary. Do not indulge in desiring and desires at all. Whatever is the need, necessity is the mother of invention. Need should be the motivating factor in everybody. Wherever there is a need, try to fulfill it. Strive for it. You don't require any desire at all. Vasanam tum parityajya, moksharthitvam abhityaja. Once you are able to let go the desires and desiring habits, then, moksharthitvam abhityaja. The desire for liberation also, my dear Rama, drop it. Drop it. So the entire spirituality, spiritual science, spiritual practice, spiritual wisdom, spiritual attainment, all of it is condensed in this particular remark. Desire is the bondage. Leaving the desire and taking to a life of fulfillment of needs from time to time, that is going to be the freedom. So once you drop your desire, even the desire for liberation has to be discreetly dropped. Can you imagine the importance of this statement? Sage Vasishtha asked Sri Rama, drop even the desire for liberation. When you drop it, you become liberated. Bondage is in the hands of desire, and liberation is in the hands of abandoning the desire discreetly, finding them to be unnecessary, repugnant to the successful conduct of life. Bandho hi vasana bandho, moksha syad vasana akshaya, vasanam tvam parityajya, moksharthitvam abhityaja. When I happened to read this verse years back, I don't know whether you can imagine. I always say it was like 1,000 full moons arising on a new moon day on the sky. This is what I felt. I continue to feel whenever I find a proposition enlightening, clarifying the whole subject, I feel like this. 1,000 full moons arising on the new moon day. This is the feeling I had. I hope it may not be 1,000 moons, at least 100 or 50 moons should rise for every one of you. Such a pregnant statement, simple, clarifying, but wholesome, full and comprehensive in its message. Bandho hi vasana bandho, moksha syad vasana akshaya, vasanam tvam parityajya, moksharthitvam abhityaja, vasanam tvam parityajya, moksharthitvam abhityaja. The emphasis lies in your being able to abandon even the desire for liberation, freedom. Even the desire for freedom is a bondage, and you have to leave it. Can you sharpen your discrimination to the point of understanding this great statement and pursuing it with a simple, innocent heart, but with dedication and commitment, so that the whole revelation will take hold of you and guide your pursuit. Spirituality means unloading the mind's tension, unloading the doubts and delusions wrought by the intelligence, becoming free, becoming light, feeling more and more the fullness and abundance that reign within your heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru.